What do you see yourself doing for the rest of your life? Are you living your best life? Am I living my best life? As celebrities like to often say, I'm living my best life. And I thought about it and I'm like, okay, but am I truly living my best life? And by that I mean best life. I mean, are you doing what you truly love daily? Are you in a situation where you're comfortable, where you feel like, yes, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? This is how I'd like to be for the rest of my life. This is where I would like to live for the rest of my life. This is who I want to be with for the rest of my life, and this is the job, or this is the business, or these are the opportunities I'd like to have displayed in my life for the rest of my life. Is it? So these are the things we're going to discuss. So the first thing is to ask yourself, is this my true passion? And that was one of the things that my counselor asked me. One of the questions she asked, she said, are you doing what you truly love? Now, everyone who knows me know that I've been a teacher. Teacher has been my longest career. I've worked in other areas, but I've been teaching for over 12 years. And I love it. I love teaching. There's nothing like being in the classroom and knowing that you're molding minds and these kids are listening to you. They want to learn, and it's your job to teach them this particular subject that they will carry with them for life. And one of the things that I use oftentimes during interviews for teaching job, that they'll ask is, why teach? And one of our motto was at in my college, in my faculty where I studied, was to teach is to touch your life forever. And that stuck with me, and I know that each child that I've taught somehow will remember me, and I always ask myself, what will they remember me for? Did I teach them something lifelong, holistic? Did I teach them something that they'll remember me for favorably, or was I a bad teacher? And that you know that stuck with me. And I do love teaching. I love doing it. And recently I've been struggling trying to get a career change. And one of my friend, my longtime friend, she studied and she did accounting, and she studied some, I think the course, the international course for accountants is some ACCA. You have different categories, but I think that's the name of the one that she did, and she did it up to level 4, I think. I'm not certain, I may be wrong, but she has been doing that, and I know she's loved accounting from high school, and I thought that's the career she ended up doing for the rest of her life. But she's been working in a foreign country and living in a foreign country for some number of years, and she's been working somewhat relating to the field that she studied, accounting. But then at the place she was working, they wanted someone to work. They wanted someone to work in the bakery, and they asked her that she assist that day, and she said she went to help, and she was so overjoyed, and then she just never wanted to leave. She was so excited about decorating the cake and making these nice decorations that put joy on people's faces when they come to collect their cake for their birthday or anniversaries and all that. And she loves it so much. She says she's so excited. So of course the next steps for her to ultimately have her own bakery. And I'm like, this is not even what you studied, but she tapped into her natural talent, the thing that makes her light up. And for me, that's teaching. But the thing is, I don't want to do it anymore. I think I have lacked the passion, and I was amazed, and she inspired me to not feel guilty. Because one of the things about me not leaving teaching is where I feel guilty. I feel as if I'm abandoning some kids who needs me, and I feel like, you know, I should continue because this is my passion, but my passion wasn't making me happy. I'm not living my best life because at work, while teaching here in America, my first school, I loved it. I loved the remainder of my second school, not so much. But I taught middle school, so that's another thing. But I wasn't happy, you know, and as a result, I didn't feel as if I was giving my all. And I thought about changing careers, and I I'm just not there yet. I'm not like my friend who found that baking and decorating cakes is her thing, that she loves. It makes her so happy. For her, I'm not there. I'm not there. And another of my friend too, she's been studying like forever since I've known her. She's been studying, and um, she knows that she wants to do law. And, you know, she studied, she went as far as, you know, to do the bar exam. And then she realized that this is not something that I really want to do for the rest of my life. She wasn't living her best life. And then yesterday I read a story. It was on my Google news feed, and I read a story of a man that he has been in finance for all his life, and he hated it. He studied for it. He went up as far as to do his MBA, and he hated it. He wanted to switch, but he was doing a few days of the week. He was doing classes, teaching. He was teaching, and he loved it. He said he's so happy when he's in the classroom at a college, community college, where he's teaching. So he taught a course that he called the one class MBA. So just MBA in one class or something like that. And he posted the same video that he taught his kids. He recorded. He posted it on a site called Udemy, where you can do short courses and sometimes get a certificate at the end. And he did it and posted it, and it has been giving him a passive income for the past few years. He's made $1 million just doing that, what he loves. So living your best life doesn't mean that you're making all the money, and you could make all the money and still not be happy. I also have a friend that she has a business back home, and growing up in high school, I remember she always said in high school that she wants to have her own sweet factory. I remember her saying that she wanted to have her own sweet shop or make her own candies and everything. And she always said that, and she went and she studied. Studied some language course, I think linguistics, and she studied, and she worked after she left. And it wasn't even with linguistics, but she did work after she left college, and after university she worked for a number of years, and she finally did her passion. She came and she studied how to make gelato ice cream, and she has her business back home that's doing well. And she also ensures that she is doing flavors and all of that. She's so overjoyed, and she promotes her business, and it's doing very well. She makes ice cream, her own gelato, Italian ice cream. She makes that, and she makes other like waffle wraps, and she does cakes, you know, all of these things, because this is what she dreams. So she's passionate about it. So even though you study and you studied, and you decided that this is what you wanted to do, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is what's really meant for you. If you're not truly happy doing it, they say you're supposed to love your job. If you don't like what you're doing, then it's not for you. You're not living your best life. So, but living your best life doesn't mean having money. The takeaway from my message today is that you don't need all the money in the world to be happy. And yes, there's some careers that you will just tap into it, because when I just moved here, everyone said you should go into nursing. But I know personally for me, nursing is not for me. It's not something that I want to do. It's not something that I ever had any desire to do. And I know personally that I couldn't do nursing, because I don't want to be in the hospital. I don't want to be seeing people die or sick every day. It's just not something that I could endure. And my hats off to nurses, especially since I had my baby and I saw how they care that my hats off to doctors. They're doing a tremendous job, especially now during the pandemic, but it's just not for me. And yes, there's money there, but that's not enough incentive. If you're going to find something that will make you live your best life, be the most happiest, it needs to be something that you're passionate about, that you truly love, that you see yourself doing for the rest of your life. And even if someday along the line, some years from now, you decide that this is no longer my passion, that's also okay. You can always get new passion, develop new passion and new liking for things. So I have many friends who taught in Jamaica for years, and they migrated to different countries, and they're not teaching, you know. And I am still trying to find the niche. For one, my dream is to have my own business someday. My passion growing up was communication. Doing something like I'm doing now was to work in a major television network like CNN, and or back home, working on CVM or Television Jamaica, but it didn't happen. I ended up doing teaching, and I should have known that teaching was something that I would have ended up doing at some point, because my cousin and I taught during the summer. One year before, I think while we were in high school, we taught in the summer, and people sent their kids to us to teach them, and it worked, and we loved it, and I loved it then. And I found that I can teach the kids something that, in a way that let them gets it, and that's the important thing, because they all have different ways of learning. So I still love teaching, but I'm not living my best life in regards to my career, because I don't see myself teaching for the rest of my life. So my question is to you. You can help me, motivate me. Are you living your best life? Are you teaching? Excuse me. Are you doing what you truly love? Are you doing what is it that that makes you passionate? Do you light up each time you go to work? Do you light up? Do you feel like, overjoyed doing what you're doing? It doesn't have to be a profession where someone think everyone wants you to be. Your parents sometimes want you to be lawyers, doctors, teachers, and it doesn't have to be. It has to be something that it could be a flower shop, because you love flowers and you enjoy seeing others' face light up when they get a bouquet. So what are you doing? What is your job? What is your business? What are you doing that makes you living your best life? What are you doing? Do you love what you're doing? Comment below. Drop a comment below. Subscribe to my channel and let us talk. Let me know. Who knows? I may be interviewing you next on your career choice and your business. All right. Say thank you for watching, and please comment below and let me know your thoughts and you living your best life. Thanks for watching.